why, but I feel like the more we get into this meta of different maps, like it becomes less relevant. Or
yeah, it does. Even when it came out,
past it.
yeah. A lot of coaches were like, nah, we don't really draft towards maps unless it's dangerous grass. That one, okay, we get a lot of value.
Hold on a second.
Change a little bit. Here we have the draft. Sora. Great choice, Zeta. Just take it out. Red side, that's fine. At least
Wiola.
this time you don't have to think about so much. Leon is now looking at the center of the map. If they go for a 3-mage ban, I will be so surprised if this is going to be a Farsa suddenly taken away from. And now Katsu's hero pool has shrunk.
That might be the idea here. Maybe Kimi. We haven't really seen a Kimi at all, right?
Yep.
In this Wildcard.
We did.
Just once?
Did, yes. It was yesterday's match. I believe it was game or match number 1.
Team Zone, Kenny.
Yes, game 2.
So if Leon Esports wants to play that brawly kind of game, the burst type kind of game, just get all the mid laners that provides steady kind of damage away. Where there's a lot of options left actually, like the Lunox kind of is more of a stable damage dealer too. Yeah. But you know, maybe that's the way to go for Leon Esports. They want to play super aggressively.
Yeah, I like the approach Leon's coming into the draft here. Maybe they also saw how Kani and Katsu were very inconsistent yesterday. Those are the 2 pillars. You take them out of their comforts, and that will only bring up more nerves. It'll make them even more nervous, right, when you're on an uncomfortable pick. Yeah. Banny's still getting banned here with the Kalea and the Sora. First pick for Leon. Will it be a mid laner? Probably
Is
not.
it worth
Yuzhong?
it? Yeah.
Oh.
Yuzhong and the EXP, yeah.
You know what now? The Yuzhong's value is kind of going down, right? Because the Yif is not going to be picked. The Jushin is not going to be picked.
Yeah.
So most likely, well, there are still other kiting heroes, but
and the
never
Lance
mind.
can still come through on the other side. So this basically takes away the Haya and the Isun Shin away on paper against Zeta. I don't know if they still want to pick it up and try to just kill Yuzhong in the lane.
Just go ban for ban with Lapu Lapu.
We can see that, but I think it should be with a Lance. They still go on the Isun Shin and the Hilda.
Don't really see that very often. Going Isun Shin towards the Yuzhong. Usually it's a pure counter, but you got a fact here.
Yeah. Katsu and their sub-Falcon are actually Hafus or Japanese Filipino. Oh, Katsu's a fellow Filipino. So bridging communication between Coach Ola in Tagalog and the Japanese roster. So yeah, this team does not speak English to one another. Coach Ola delivers to Falcon usually in Tagalog, and then Falcon will translate for the team.
Wow. That is a very interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I feel yeah, I guess you gotta do that.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do to get the strats in. That might actually. Oh wow! So there you go. Leon actually goes for the mid laner. Kimi, Hayabusa as well. So not a lot of mid laners up for grabs. The only one is the Farsa. And, yeah, I don't know if you want to go for the Farsa up against this. They do go for the Esmeralda though.
Katsu is gonna have a hard time to pick a hero here. It's gonna be a target ban towards the mid laner, surely, right?
Yeah.
Will the Lunox get banned out? Because like that's the only
Valentina might get banned out.
Actually, if
Valentina
I'm
too, yeah.
Leon, I would just take those 2 out.
Okay.
At that point, Zeta's gonna be like, all right, what are we gonna stuck with? Kagura, Selena? But at that point, it's just like, wait, that's kind of tough, man.
Yeah.
Is there a bigger fish to fry in other lanes, though? I feel like we're missing out on something.
I mean, this Hilda's already clearly going rogue. Esmeralda's already clearly XP.
Never mind.
Unless that is Esme Golden, then the XP is gonna be different.
Huge possibility of the Esme Gold. It doesn't really do bad against literally any gold laner out there. The sustain is insane. Against a fighter, you can hold the HP away.
Yeah. They took out the Gatot, which means that Zeta's sort of warning Leon, hey, if you don't take up the Farsa, we'll pick up the Farsa now. But then I think Leon wouldn't mind. They already have the Yuzhong and the Hayabusa.
Oh wow!
Check it out. They really just want to apply the pressure. That's nuts.
So they really just want to put Katsu on an uncomfortable pick.
I am sensing a cheese pick here. But what is it?
Let's see the cheese. It is Kadita! Something we've been waiting for here on the desk. We've been talking about the Kadita. When it's going to show up, we assume maybe in the Swiss stage, but we get it a bit earlier. Way earlier than expected. Day number 2. And it's from Katsu. Is this in Katsu's hero pool?
I'm gonna have to double check because I've always known Katsu as more of like a
control mage,
control
not really
mage,
a dive.
backline. Yeah. Hey, if this is the game that puts Katsu on the map with a Karita, an impressive one at that, considering that he's up against Yuzhong, Hayabusa, all that. But the Petrify would have been would be a huge value pickup.
Yes. Hold on, they picked out the Kadira here. This opens up a flex towards the Hilda, right? It's not going to be necessarily towards the Robe. They can go old school with the Kaja if they want to do it.
Yeah, it could be the Esmeralda into gold lane, could be the Hilda XP into the Kadira mid, and they go for the double marksman, so this gives Kadira a little bit more pressure to play with, although again, it's not dangerous grass, so it is going to be quite tough for Katsu to find those bushes to actually wait for those ambushes. Zeta, so how do you want to flex this?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. You've already seen it. They go for Uranus.
Wow, Uranus Esme.
I
like it.
You like it? Okay.
I like it.
What are your thoughts?
I'm not liking the Kadira. Literally, it's a... What's Mandiri in English again?
Independent?
Yeah, independent hero. It's a very independent hero in this case. There's literally zero setup aside from the Mount Chalker, maybe? Even that in itself, like, I don't think it's not gonna work that well, too.
Yeah. When we look up the lineup ratings, though, it seems like it's favoring Zeta. Early to late game potential, though, fall in favor. Actually, no, so quite even. Yeah, pretty much even there, just slightly. It's the damage potential that you're looking at for the lineup of Zeta, which, yeah, it does look good. It's unorthodox. It demands a lot from each individual player, but hey, Zeta said we're willing to do it, we're willing to play it, and we want to prove why we've made it to this point and that we can dance with the best of the best and get a chance to make it to the main stage. Leon and Zeta looking for redemption in this game number 1.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough matchup here, or a pretty good battle in the XP lane because Junichi has been the rising star of Zeta division. Meanwhile, Juviana is, at least based by the community, is clear-cut the best player in Lao region.
Okay.
Should be fun.
Yep, it certainly is going to be fun for me, though. I still stand by my statement. I really like Zeta Division's composition. It's not the orthodox comp you would go for right now, but especially considering there's no Lunox on the other side, it's really good for brawls. And there's no one who can shred through the Esmeralda, no one who can shred through the Uranus, unless Granger gets enough Sky Piercer stacks. Now that's already very difficult to get when you're up against an Esme.
Yeah. But late game for Leon Esports, they can actually hold their own, right? They can kite Zeta Division to oblivion, man. Especially with this Hilda pick. Yes, you get the early pressure. Yes, you get that bush own, but the later the game goes, your utility is going to be very, very limited. As we're going to take a look at the emblems here, it's going to be a pull yourself together for Katsu. So Katsu's looking for more engages. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, Moiminet.
Good purify out of the quad shadow. Water is going to pick up the gold crab, and they have the wave really good to punish Moiminet later on.
A very clear black and white story for these two teams. Zeta Division wants to end this game quick. Leon Esports can afford to stretch out the game, actually. If Zeta Division don't end this by the 15th minute, they're going to be in trouble up against that Granger and Kimmy.
By the way, I like the choice of Lamach here going for Flicker. Yes, you're not going to be able to get away from the Petrify combo, but you get that little downtime if you buy that tough boots. You know, it reduces the CC duration by 25%, and that's pretty much going to be handy. Juviana, oh, what a reaction.
Already used up, man. Like, that's big.
Yeah.
Good space provided. Zeta, they can take control of this without the Black Dragon form, but they have to wait for Water. They have to look for him.
Look at the zone that they have. That's going to be fierce to have the Petrify over on Kani. The Shadow Kill as well. Breath of the Ocean doesn't land. Katsu still holding onto the angle. First blood over to Water. Jinzu able to escape. Now Red Tree battle. 10 or Water. It's Water who wins it out despite Breath of the Ocean, but they are able to find the pick on Juviana. Azagi goes in for the immobilization on Moiminet. That's it.
So definitely a win for Leon Esports right now, I think. It's a 1-to-1 kill trade. It does go towards the roamer, but a turtle is definitely welcome, although it's getting nerfed in this patch.
Good pickup by Zeta Division. Finds Jinzu, who was very overzealous.
Yeah, this was the Zeta Division that we were looking for yesterday. Still a little bit of nerfs. Katsu, no way.
Oh man, there's gonna be a kill just like that. Kani unable to get the trade back.
Wow.
That was surprising.
Yeah, that was ballsy as well. Like, he could have died there, but no punishes at all from Zeta Division. I don't build so far, nothing too crazy just yet. Maybe we can take a look at Katsu's item later on. I'm curious to see which one Katsu will prioritize. Is it going to be the Lightning Truncheon or the Genius one? It got buffed, both of them.
Yeah. We'll see it once it's full build. So you went Fury, Hammer, Sky Piercer as mentioned for the Granger. Now going to be building into the boots. The Dreadnought armor rush by Kani should help diminish the damage a little bit of the early game physical damage that Leon has. Zeta, I like how Kani and Katsu are constantly moving in the map. Hopefully that death onto Katsu won't lead to them being a little bit more cautious. I like that they're setting the tempo. I like that they're being aggressive because that opens up more possibilities for the team.
I'm not a fan of how the laning has been for the Esmeralda 10. Mountain Shocker Quad Shadow, beautifully used there by Water.
There's a reason why his name is Water. He's just flowing the damage in. That's not a good analogy, but right now, Hilda,
Cho able to get the way the dragon in. Just as you talked about Water, that Cho is based on.
Yeah.
The man, Bruce.
Why didn't you say Brucey? Why did you just call him Bruce? You guys are friends.
Hey, that's my boy right there.
My boy Bruce.
My boy Bruce.
Zeta Division need to recover a little bit. Deaths onto Katsu, now Kani twice means Leon Esports. Yeah, this is not going to be a good contest for Zeta.
Wow.
Bang! Katsu just gets the breath of the ocean with a Petrify as well!
Oh,
and
what?
Junichi steals the turtle!
Once again, Junichi stepping up when it matters the most. A bit of a luck involved there as well, but
yeah.
he will take it, man. But Juviana, that was not very Juviana-like. The pure disrespect to Katsu's potential. Maybe, like, they're not really used to playing against Katina as well.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair for Juviana, no one would expect that he just full sent everything. Petrify was even used there by Katsu to take that Jujong down.
Oh man, they're going to use the Falling Sun Moon as well on Jinzu. A free turret down below, no trades.
Only 200 gold lead for Zeta Division right now, all because of the fact that they were able to get the objective game early on, and Water is just getting zoned out of his place, and it looks like 10 will be the one who secures that one, another W for Zeta Division.
Good recovery by Zeta. Now even going to the jungle of Leon Esports, despite the early kills that Leon has been getting, but that's 2 items already for that Granger. Hunter Strike just built up. So for Zeta, if they're going to end up in a big fight up against that Granger, they need to man-mark that Granger as the priority. At least just send Junichi to eat up all of the bullets for everyone, because if he can freely hit, then it's not going to be good for Zeta.
Who's going to stop Uranus and Esme right now, right? Like, they're going to have to play pure front to back, and that means Zeta's just going to get all the macro control all over the map. And Water cannot stand alone. Whoa, this is a new combo. Katsu tries to get the angle to get the Petrify in.
Yeah, at least there's signs of that. Katsu is very much, you know, he knows how the hero works.
Yeah.
Okay. Great little stun there, but misses. 10, what now?
All right, it's June just standing there doing what Uranus wants to do. This is a very awkward game, right? Like,
Yeah.
Leon can't go in, but Zeta can't lock anyone down either. They're just standing there until Katsu finds a set.
Yeah, but Leon has to overextend just a little bit for Katsu to have a say, right? It's Jinzu and Juviana. Those are the two, you know, and ironically, priority targets for Katsu.
It's so annoying.
Because those two are the only one that's available.
Yeah. Little nitpick, I'd like Katsu to actually move to the mid rush instead of holding the pixel. He'll get a little bit more value with that mid. June 1 asks to find, yeah, just do this, but maybe don't give the kill. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Just provide the space, and Zeta
Beautiful.
will get the turtle.
I'm wondering if Agi wants to go for DHS later on, just because of the fact that there's 3 front laner for Zeta Division. I guess he has to, but Kami taking a lot of beating, but fine.
I don't like that kick, man. Traction Pulse will be able to lock him down. Junichi in the front, though, taking all the damage as 10 rotates in with the Traceless, gets combination mobilization field, and the Petrify, but he traces it forward! And he falls. Agi's on a killing spree. Junichi does not have the consecration, but does have to purify. Will be able to use it now. It will be a kill, and Lamage gets the Sky Piercer now. Oh my goodness! The lethal ignition ticks down on Juviana.
Yeah, Katsu held on to that Petrify for the entire exchange when Leon was pushing Zeta back. Still, Katsu held on to it. He was just waiting for the counter, and they got it.
Yeah. I'm not going to be surprised if Juviana and pretty much the whole front liners of Leon Esports is rushing towards Athena shield, just because the fact that Katsu's going to be there waiting for them to punish, especially before objective game, because that's going to be the big boys. That's very pivotal in winning the team fight for Leon Esports, because they need that one to peel for the 2 squishy backliners.
Yeah, but again, going back to your previous point, as the game goes on, Zeta's window is closing. Leon,
There you go.
now with the DHS onto Agi, they were not able to stop that Kimmy from getting farmed. Lamage is deathless as well. The frontliners of Zeta Division are not going to be as tanky as they used to be for the first 6-7 minutes of the game. They will still be a threat, though.
Oh, no.
Ah.
Nice one, Renmar.
Was it on purpose? It's not on purpose, right?
Nope,
Okay.
it wasn't.
You can say it is, though.
Yeah, sure. You guys didn't see it, but Mirko did the hand motion.
And I'm disappointed.
In 2026, man.
20 to zero. I don't want to continue it. Yeah, but yeah, so far Zeta Division, although they are, as we said, have a ticking time bomb here, they still have the gold lead somehow, just with the fact that they're playing quote-unquote 2 fighter gold lanes. But in fact, it is 2 tank gold lanes. They gotta rely on Katsu and Ten to be able to deal the damage here. But how long can that go on?
Oh, Katsu might have to use the rough waves. Gets it in time, but Jinju's waiting. Petrify. Oh! 4-man from Katsu. Gets caught by Furious Dive, though, and that's a stack for Lamage. Connie able to get a trade, and it's actually a good one. That's a huge song for a Kadita.
Yeah, it worked out in the end there, Stefan.
Yeah, a bit of a misplay, I think, from Katsu. Katsu could have just hold on to the first kill and gets out after the wall. I think a bit of a misclick there before, you know, Katsu was in the preferable position.
Yeah. Seems like Katsu just decided then to accept the fact that I'm going to end up being a trade. I make sure.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the DHS. Oh my goodness.
And it's the third stack. 30 on the Sky Piercer. Away the Dragon, bringing it back now. Good flicker out of the Mountain Shocker as they go for Jinzu, but he's able to get it out.
Oh, that's a warning shot. Look at Moiminet just melting in front of that Kimmy. Junichi and Moiminet, their time is running out to be the stalwart hold of Zeta Division. As Leon Esports damage is now online, they're losing their window.
Yeah, they are keeping on showing their fangs. Look at that.
Moiminet caught. That's another stack. 40 halfway there, but they get the pick on water with water. Connie falling as well. 50 stacks for Lamage. They've got the win con. 10
Oh no.
is holding a very, very scary angle. He goes in alone and he gets... Okay. Junichi trying to help him. Monster kill for Lamage. You can hear OG on the Indonesian broadcast go, what are you doing?
That's 0 out of 10. What was that? Yes, you have the retribution, but it was only 10k, still 10k, brother. There's a lot of time.
Oh, yikes. Oh, yikes.
I don't think he also expected Leon would stop for a moment. They were whittling it down, and then for just a second and a half or so, they stopped hitting the Lord. 10 went in, he's like, I'm gonna get this. No, I can't steal it. It's still 10,000 health.
Oh, God. And look at the gold lead right now. Leon Esports. What a turnaround. 2k gold lead. I expect the turnaround, but I didn't expect it to be this fast, Renmar. I think DHS has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, we all reacted the moment the item got locked in for Kimmy. That was the clear-cut sign that Zeta Division's window, they had 1 or 2 sequences remaining to recover from it. And now, what we set up earlier, Zeta, early to mid, great. Maybe first 7 to 8 minutes in control. But once the Lord is up and if Agi is comfortable, then it's Leon's time. It's a late game now, and it looks bad for Zeta.
I'm an EXP lane player, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking like how much of a chore it is to itemize against these 2 backliners from Leon Esports, man. It's magic. Oh,
Immobilization, they're gonna shut it through him. Oh man, the Kimmy Granger.
yeah, disgusting. Like, how do you deal with this one? There's literally no dive aside from Katsu, and Katsu does not have a lot of resources that that Katsu can use to dive into.
Yeah, Black Dragon form used up. Good zoning now. Mountain Shocker. Enough to get them back, but they've already gotten what they needed, right? It's a base turret take, although it's still okay for Zeta Division. It's not the far lane base turret. It is still a base turret, and Zeta don't really have the best of clear.
60 Sky Piercer stacks now.
Yikes.
For Lamage. Perfect game. Still continuing his great performances from yesterday. Now, Deathless, similar with the Kimmy. It's the question of how can they maximize a Petrify from the Kadita. Because that's gonna be the saving grace that they have.
Lamage is learning a thing or 2 from his cousin Haji, because he is definitely a KDA machine here.
Oh, that's true. Little fun fact about Lamage, it was Haji himself who recommended him to Coach Bonchan and Coach Eson in Twisted Minds to try him out, and they were impressed by the cousin of the KDA machine. Now we see him here with Leon Esports on the brink of winning game number 1 here up against Zeta Division. Now there's a Malefic Roar for 10. The thing is, yes, the damage is there for Zeta. The problem is, they kill one, there's still at least 2 more problems you have to deal with. You take out the Haya, you still have the Kimmy and the Granger. You take out the Granger, you have the Kimmy and Haya.
Oh, man.
And it's a winner crown for the Granger now. So 60 stacks plus winner. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one for Zeta Division.
And by the way, Juviana, actually, I don't think he rushes towards the Athena shield, but he does have the wings. So a single Katsu Rough Waves combo will not be able to kill him just yet. Tendo goes in again.
Yeah, he's trying. Oh, wait, the Dragon of the Flicker comboed in. Agi gets the Mega, and they're going to run wild on Junichi next. Water on him can petrify, and it's Lamage picking up the double. That's 80 stacks on the Sky Piercer. Looking for more. Might be able to flicker in. That's a triple. And a delayed Maniac as Connie tries to escape but gets gunned down by the Dead Sonata. A Maniac for Lamage.
Oh my goodness, what a way to end the game right now. Zeta Division in the brink of a 0-4 start in the Wildcard. Something that not a lot of people expected.
But a lot of people expected this one. A win for Leon. Demanding was the lineup for Zeta because they had a very small window to work with. They wanted to go into Lord number 1 with a definitive lead, but they could not find it. And Leon got the items they needed for their Kimmy and their Granger and takes game 1. That pretty much went as we expected it to be. And look at the time, around 15 minutes as well. The story for the lineups of those two. Let's look at first at what happened from the early to mid, the good things that Zeta was doing. Really banked in on the fact that Kanita and Hilda together quite nasty early on.
Yeah. I think for me, Zeta just they got the composition, but they didn't play it right at all. The way that I would say Muy Manette, man, the laning was just abysmal there. Because against the Granger, you should be zoning him from the waves, but it's just constant shoves, and it basically gives the Granger a free lane to farm.
Yeah.
The Granger nerf should actually stop him from farming here, especially level 1 to 3. But it was a win for the Granger in the lane.
I don't know, man. Even if he wins the lane, right? Zeta Division's composition. Usually when you're trying to draft a 2-fighter or 2-tank side laners, you gotta have a scaling mid laner, right? And this is just super optimistic from Zeta Division. I think the stars has to align for them to be able to execute this one and hold on until the late game and gets the W.
Yeah.
They're asking for too much.
I want to go back into the drafting order, and I think this is where I want to give commendation for Leon, the fact that they picked up the Kimmy alongside the Hayabusa in the first phase. Because if you look at the lineup of Zeta, say that was a different mid laner. What if that was a Kimmy in the center of the map? Then the Uranus and Esmeralda would make a lot more sense because you're setting up for the Kimmy. While with having a burst, I think that was just the main option that they really were left with that felt comfortable for them. Then everything is funneled just into the YSS. It's the classic 1-core versus, well, at this point, 3-core setup for Leon. It's just Leon at the end had more options.
And for me, I don't know if you guys agree with me. I feel like the Uranus pick is a bit unnecessary. In a way that they already have 2 body bags in Hilda and also Esmeralda. Why do you want to go for another body bag that literally function the same way as the other 2 picks? And you don't have that range working for you, right? It's only Yi Sun-shin, and Yi Sun-shin itself is kind of like half melee, half range kind of hero. If they pick the Kaja and go on like commit towards a pick-off composition with Katsu, I think they could have worked better. Might not win the game, but maybe.
The
It goes on a bit longer?
Yeah. And maybe not even the Kaja. Oh, wait, no, they themselves banned the Kalea in the first phase. That's why. That's a rough thing. And then if they
Cho got
wanted the
taken.
Sure Stun, the Cho got taken. They banned High Loss. So it seems like, yeah, they set themselves up for that one. For Zeta, despite it not being the most optimal way to draft the way that they did, they still made it work somewhat. It's just, it was the most difficult version of what they could have done.
Yeah. I don't know. I still feel like the execution was just on par, I guess, you know? Like, it was just on par with the small things, the weaknesses that we were talking about in the drafts. And unfortunately, they weren't able to maximize it. Because I feel like if they were able to maximize it, the Granger wouldn't have done anything in that game.
Yeah.
Against Hilda, Uranus, and Esme, at least that should be a guarantee that the Granger shouldn't play. But the fact that he got 80 stacks on the Maniac shows you that, yeah, was a massive skill gap there.
And Agi and Lamaj, it feels like they got their items really quickly.
Yes.
It seemed like with how Zeta were playing the side lanes and the center of the map, it was just like, all right, everyone just fast clear, let's meet at the river. And then that way they're going to pressure Agi, they're going to pressure Water. They really didn't get that. Water got to outplay them sometimes as well.
It feels like it's a bit too easy for Lamach and also Agi.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is. I mean, look at the itemization from, this is Lamach. I was going to say about Agi, he has 2% HP-based item as the first 2 items, right?
Yeah.
And that is literally the nail in the coffin for the 3 frontliners of Zeta Division, but the MVP is going to be Lamach here. 10:02, full stack, full item. He actually switched out to the Immortality later on, but yeah, amazing game from Lamach. As you said, Renmar still continuing with the amazing performance
Yeah.
in the previous game.
Fury Hammer straight into full build Sky Piercer, gets a Hunter Strike all around the same time that Agi got his DHS. So it's like Agi already got DHS and the magical, quote-unquote magical DHS in the glowing wand, as you pointed out, Sheffin. And yeah, that was it. That was the window completely shut and what Zeta needed to do here for this game. A lot of the execution. So now we look towards, well, Zeta, Leon Esports. I'm still scratching my head as to how Agi and Lamaj, despite everything that happened in the river, all of the little clashes that we got, that they still stayed alive. And it looked like they were fine the entire game. But there were some exchanges where they were threatened.
I guess they are impossible, almost impossible targets for Zeta Division. There's no real gap close kind of skill. And shout out to Katsu, by the way. I think Katsu played a much more better game than I thought.
For sure.
Katsu was not gun shy at all to kill the Yuzhong. Katsu knows that the actual priority here is the frontliners because that disables the team fighting potential in the objective game.
I think this time around, what I could say is it seems like a different version of Zeta from yesterday, where now it's Kani and Katsu who look really good in this game number 1, while the rest of the team, well, except for that one miraculous Lord Turtle Seal that Michi was able to get, they were the ones really trying to hold down the front and trying to lead the charge here, while it seems like the rest of Zeta felt somewhat disconnected from their roamer in mid.
It was just so tough, man. And it doesn't help that 10 was constantly out of position. We got to talk about that. Like, 10 is one of the members that we were highlighting for the wild card. Someone that we were talking about could be the carry, could be the flashy guy to take Zeta possibly to the main stage. But whether we say nerves or not, I think this is day number 2. This should have already been a problem that they've dealt with. It still remains to be a problem for 10. He's 1, 4, and 2, and it was a very, very disappointing performance from him.
Yeah. I'm reminded as well of a highlight or 2 from 10 yesterday. Was he the one with the Yi-Sun Shin and then he traceless forward?
Yes.
And then eventually got taken out as they were trying to go for a gank.
Exactly.
And that happened a few more times. If a question of maybe the nerves are still on 10s. Who knows? But for Leon, again, it's similar to the previous series. This is just one of those games where it's just a lot more of the things went well for Leon.
He performed so well at the MSC Wildcard, and then you saw him at the Japanese qualifiers. You saw him even at GOTF, and he was still the guy. He was the pillar. He was the guy who was constantly stable with Junichi, and then now it's just sad to see. What happened? You know, is it just a confidence dip from yesterday?
That might be the case. Looking at the itemization though, again, like I've emphasized this in the game, but Junichi and Muimi, I gotta feel for them, man. Like, you cannot fully itemize for literally everything. You gotta pick out what you want to go for. Oh, wait a second. There's we got a bit anti-heal because Katira is not really the great mage to you know, spread that life bane, right?
Yeah.
You also have to take care of the fact that teammates getting down at you with the magic damage. That's Radiant Armor. By the way, there's Silk Ranger. You know, with the anti-crush.
80 stacks.
At the same time, you need to get away with that brute force breastplate stack. So literally, you gotta check all the boxes, and it is impossible to do in that kind of situation.
In the end, this might deserve a quick little show of praise there for Coach Fyaku and the coaching staff, of course, of Leon Esports. The fact that they were able to draft in such a way that the main pillars of the front line of Zeta just could not find an opening. I want to revisit Water here. How did you feel about Water's performance here, Sheffin, compared to what he was able to show off against Boostgate yesterday?
Oh man. See, like the last match feels like a blur because I'm sorry to say this, it's a battle of a blunder. You know, it's blunders here, blunders there. Oh, eventually the one that does not make the more blunders wins.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down towards. So I didn't really see Water that much in
I
this
agree.
game, though. I think it's not Water's game, right? He's just there to be that distraction. Obviously, the main artillery, the main weapon here is this two gunsmen or gunswoman with Agi and also Lamaj.
Yeah.
And it worked out perfectly. You couldn't ask for a better performance from both.
Well, now looking at the Leon lineup, it seems like the theme for today is significantly more damage just wins. Guangzhou, 2 lineups, 2 games, just pack all the damage possible, and then you have spell vamp or just continuous damage that forces the other team back.